On September 1st, 1939, Hitler invaded Poland. It marked the beginning of the Second World War. Yamamoto said, "If Japan allies with Germany and Italy, we will surely be dragged into the war." He opposed the alliance with Germany and Italy. Because of his position, Yamamoto was targeted by an assassin. The Minister of the Navy, Mitsumasa Yonai, worried about Yamamoto's stance. So he dispatched Yamamoto as Commander-in-Chief of the Combined Fleet. Ironically, history led Yamamoto, who insisted on avoiding war against the United States, to elaborate the plan of operations to fight the U.S. as Commander-in-Chief of the Combined Fleet. Early in the morning on November 26, 1941, Vice Admiral Chuichi Nagumo and his First Air Fleet quietly left Iturup Island for the North Pacific. The flagship was Akagi, and the fleet consisted of 31 ships, heading south toward Hawaii. Radio communication was strictly prohibited. Before the fleet left, Yamamoto said, "If negotiations between Japan and the U.S. are concluded, you must turn back and return to Japan. You must return even if you receive my order after the Air Corps have left the carriers to attack Pearl Harbor." "It's not practically possible," Nagumo answered. Yamamoto was outraged and said, "If any commanders in the fleet think they can't stop the mission and return to Japan if ordered, I will forbid their participation. Submit your resignation to me now." Nitakayama Nobore 1208. Climb Mount Nitaka 1208. At 4:30 a.m. local time on December 7th, 1941, Nagumo's air fleet arrived at a point 230 nautical miles north of Oahu in Hawaii. The Air Corps were ordered to sortie. At 6 a.m., 183 aircraft of the first wave of attackers left Akagi and 5 other carriers for Pearl Harbor. And 1 hour later, at 7 a.m., 167 aircraft of the second wave of attackers took off. "Even if we run a risk, we should start the war with the attack on Pearl Harbor," said Yamamoto. And his plan was executed despite the Naval Command Division's opposition. Yamamoto wanted a limited war and hoped to conclude a peace treaty after inflicting serious damage on the U.S. A total of 350 aircraft attacked in 2 waves, and 8 battleships of the U.S. Pacific Fleet were sunk or seriously damaged. 10 other ships and 200 aircraft were destroyed. Losses to the Japanese air fleet were 29 aircraft. It was a runaway victory. But 3 aircraft carriers were out at sea and were not attacked. Yamamoto heard about the victory at Pearl Harbor in the battleship Nagato. Staff officers were delighted, but Yamamoto alone remained sullen. Because the ultimatum, the thing he had feared most, had been delayed, and the attack became an act of treachery as a result.